Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at my February 2022 budget. If you are wondering what I'm using, I am using the Budget Mom's My Money, My Way Paycheck Budget Tracker. This is a tracker that she sent out to those who supported her and her new book that was released on February the 1st. And I believe you guys can access these printables now. If I can find the link, I will definitely put it in the description. But the Budget Moms has so many free resources, you guys. I really highly recommend that you check out her website, thebudgetmom.com. Okay, now I have already filled out my information for February just to save a little time, so I'm going to run through and we're going to just take a look at my budget for the month, and then I'll show you what it looks like on my printable that I created for myself. And that printable can also be found in my Etsy shop, Edupreneur Diaries, in case you guys want to use it, okay? All right, so first up, my income is just a little bit higher than January. So if you watched my January budget video, you'll see this is a couple dollars higher, right? Next, we have my cushion. Now, I do not calculate my cushion when I'm doing my budget. I just like for that $1,000 to sit there in case something happens and I need to use it, okay? All right, so we have my fixed expenses first, and then we have my variable expenses underneath that. So let's take a look. The first one is tithes. I budget $450 for tithes. My rent is now $995. So if you watched my last video, you know that this went up $100. Okay, so in my last video, I showed you guys kind of how I, switched everything around in my budget to come up with this extra $100 for this month. Spotify, $15.99. UMA, which is my landline, $6.59. Progressive. So Progressive is new for me. I did have State Farm, and so now I have Progressive, and now I'm paying every 6 months instead of monthly. So I have a sinking fund, and I save $40 a month into that sinking fund so that when the 6-month period comes up, I'm able to pay my insurance. Vivid is my security system. It is $46.47. That's something I probably need to look into. I need to call them and see can that be reduced. Netflix is $17.99, and I do think I'm going to change my plan to the cheapest plan for Netflix. Uverse is my internet, $60. Planet Fitness that I will have until June. I'm going to cancel it in June. It is $24.90, and that is for, I think it's called the Black Card membership. So there is a cheaper plan for that if you guys are interested. I think they have a $10 plan. All right, Peloton. So I do have a Peloton. I just got it in November. It's paid off, but there is a subscription fee of $39. My son's cell phone, $46.07, and that is through Straight Talk. All right, so now my variable expenses. I budget $60 for my water. For my gas, which I fill up twice a month on the 1st and the 15th. So gas number 1, $45. Gas number 2 down here is also $45. Groceries are going to be the same thing. Grocery number 1, $100. Grocery number 2, $100. So I do that twice a month for a family of 2, myself and my 14-year-old, who typically eats out because he has extracurricular activities and he's typically home late. I mean, his schedule is crazy. So and I'm trying to do better with my meal prep. We'll see what happens. Electricity, $113.93, and a manicure or pedicure, $45. So I try to get at least one of those for the month. Okay, excuse me guys. Next up, we have cash envelopes. So I don't use cash envelopes. I do have this one for $40 for my son's haircuts, And that's only because he being the barber, he only takes cash. I am more of a digital cash envelope spender, and I just want you guys to know I am coming out with a video this month showing you how I use my sinking funds, so you guys will be able to see that, how I use my digital cash envelopes. Okay, so look out for that video this month. The next section is sinking funds. So for this video here, for the first part of the video, I've linked all of my sinking funds and savings, and that totals to be $1,100. But I'm going to show you guys a breakdown of that in just a second. And these totals are already added up, you guys, if you haven't noticed. So there they are for you if you're interested in the totals. All right, extra debt. I only have one debt. That's my student loan, and that's through Fed loan. I'm budgeting $300. Of course, the student loan payments are on pause until May 1st. So I do use that for a sinking fund, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I have 4 credit cards, but I don't carry a balance, so 0 for that. You can see those totals. And then extra savings. So I spend $810 each month for investments, and I'm going to break those investments down here in a second. Now, I do have a zero-based budget, but for some reason I didn't calculate right, so I have 16 cents left over, but that's not a big deal, right? All right, so now what I'm going to do is show you what this looks like on my personal budget tracker that I have created for myself. I also have the trackers in my Etsy shop, Edupreneur Diaries, in case you guys are interested in purchasing. So stay tuned and let's take a look at that. Okay, so now we are looking at my personal budget sheet that I created that works for me, and I'm able to break down some of the savings and sinking funds and investments that you guys saw on the Budget Mom sheet. Okay, so here are my fixed expenses, and it's going to look like what you just saw. If I scroll down, here are my variable expenses. All right, so we have my debt here. Now, since student loans are on pause until May 1st, this $300 is going to be combined with my car sinking fund of $200 for a total of $500. So I put $500 each month into my car sinking fund. And you guys, I'm going to be creating a video this month of me ordering a new car, and I'm super excited. I'll be placing that order on February the 14th, and I will definitely be creating a video showing you guys what I ordered. I'm excited. Okay, so next we have my cash envelopes. I talked about that before. I only have one cash envelope because I'm a digital spender. Okay, now I've had a few cash envelopes in the past. I think I had a personal cash envelope, and let's see, I can't remember the other two that I had, but I don't mind the cash envelopes, but I don't like having a lot of cash in my house. I prefer it to be in the bank. That's just me, but I know a lot of people prefer having cash because they say they spend less money when they have cash. All right, so moving on down, here are my sinking funds and my savings accounts. You can see the different accounts that my money is in. You can also see here what it is for. All right, so besides the car, I'm saving for my son's college so that he can have money whenever he goes off for his first year of college. I'm also saving for a graduation trip when he graduates in 2025. I'm saving for furniture, a new home, and moving day. I do plan on moving in 2023, fingers crossed. So I'm just trying to save as much as I can for those things that are coming up. Okay, and then here are my sinking funds. Now, I typically fund all of my sinking funds, or most of my sinking funds, in December for the next year, and I do that with my part-time job income. Okay, so that's why, you know, I only have $150 each month going towards sinking funds, because most of those funds are already fully funded. by my part-time job, which is great that I can do that now. I mean, if you guys don't have sinking funds in your life, you need them in your life, for real. All right, so let's talk about investments. So here are my different investment accounts: TD Ameritrade, Vanguard, M1 Finance, Fidelity. I have a couple different Fidelity accounts, HSA, and then my son has Charles Schwab. Now, I do need to kind of organize my investments and come up with a plan for some of my investment accounts as far as what I'm going to be investing in. I do think I need to do some research and some organizing with my investment accounts, but that's in the works. Okay, that's in the works. I do have Robinhood, Webull, and TradeStation. These are not funded through my W-2 9-to-5 income. These accounts here are funded through any extra income or my part-time job income or whatever. Okay, so that's why you see 0 for that. Okay, and you can see the totals if you guys want to see the totals. I'm not going to talk about the totals because you can see what each category adds up to. Now, this 1910 is a combination of investing and savings, okay, all together. Last thing here, if you're wondering what number 6 is, the debits, as I said last month, I have Varo. That is my main bank account, and with Varo, in order to get 2.8% interest on your savings account, you have to swipe your debit card 5 times each month. So I did track my debits at one time. I don't track them right now because you have to have less than $5,000 in the savings to get the 2.8%. But I'm going to leave this on my form because I will need it again. I just don't need it right now. So this was just a way for me to track my debits, and then I would add these up and I would subtract them at the end of the month when I'm doing my expense tracker sheet. Okay. All right, guys. So that is the end of this video. This is my February budget. I will try to make a video at some point so you guys can see how I'm doing each month with my expense tracking. But I've been doing pretty well. I'm just excited that I'm able to do this. At one point, I was not able to budget. I didn't even have a budget. I've never done a budget until probably about 2 years now. No, I think I started this in 2018. But it's just gotten better over the years and over the months. So if you guys are trying to budget, I just recommend that you hang in there, stick with it. It's an eye-opener. And it changes everything, okay? To see, your money and where you're spending your money. You're just able to do a lot more. I have several videos coming up in February that I'm excited about. So you guys stick around. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. Like it, support it, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time Edupreneur Diaries posts a new video. Thanks, everyone. If you need a way to track your monthly expenses, check out my budget tracker printable in my Etsy shop, linked in the description below.